Hi everyone, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. Now the video today is on how to help a friend whose husband has gone into a dementia unit. The previous video I've just done was how to help a friend whose husband is about to go into a dementia unit. So saying for this situation, your friend's husband is in the unit, he's settled in his room, and how now can you help your friend Anne with her husband Jim? Now there's many things a friend can do to help in a dementia unit for her friend and for the husband as well, especially if they know them well. The first thing to do is to not abandon them. The first thing to do is to stay as a good friend, as you were before Jim went into the dementia unit. That's pivotal. It's so important because so often, best intentions maybe, people just don't come, they just drift away. Friends of the family that you've had like forever, who you would think would, not abandon ship, do. And look, it's for a large range of reasons, I think. Prejudice, stigma, lack of effort, sometimes fear, all of which knowledge and understanding helps, to take an interest in this condition. I mean, all of us at some point in our lives are going to be helping someone with dementia, that's for sure, with the way it's increasing in our society. So it's better to be prepared for it and to read up and study and research and know what it is to do, what you can do to help. And rather than sort of fearing for the worst and sort of going into that and the diagnosis and steps forward with dementia or backwards or however you want to look at it, it's better to put your energy into helping on a day-to-day basis. That's the best thing, because the outcome will be better anyway as a result of that supportive input. So helping your friend. Now, it's good, you can be creative with this, like if you're a good cook, for example, and you know that Jim used to like the scones that you used to make on a Sunday and bring round, sultana scones, it's good. Take around a batch of sultana scones to Jim when Anne's hopefully visiting there as well, and maybe you've taken Anne in the car with her. It's actually quite a good idea to go with your friend the first few times they visit Jim in the unit, because chances are she'll be depressed and stressed. Chances are Jim will be. And so if you can just be a supportive friend and just trying to, do the best you can. A friend in need is a friend indeed. The old adage is so important, and this particularly in a dementia unit, when people just tend to drift away. Not so much in a hospital. If someone's sick, people will go and visit them in a hospital, but for some reason with dementia, people just have a blank. And that's why the education is so important, upskilling on this. There is no reason for fear, and knowledge will eliminate those layers of fear for sure. That's why it's really important to study it up. Okay, so say Jim likes sultana scones, you've brought in some beautiful scones, and Anne, Jim and you can have a little afternoon tea, cup of tea with the beautiful scones, and you bought some jam and cream and it's all wonderful. So this is a really good way to support, because it's bringing the outside in. That's important. Of course it's isolated in the dementia unit. It's just a complete 24/7 security institution. So the more that you can bring the outside in to normalize the environment, the better it is for the now resident person in the unit and for the whole community. And another way that you can help is with visiting. If your friend, for example, has poor eyesight, she can't drive that well, maybe her memory's going a bit, you can help drive her there to the for the visits and be part of it all. Or otherwise, if she gets unwell, for example, you can maybe go and visit Jim on your own, maybe once a week or something, if Anne's unable to go, just to continue, keep the continuity up. That's the main thing, just so that there's not just a big blank of abandonment and, no visits, no anything. It happens so often, and you'd think, oh look, I'm sure that person will continue to visit, that friend, that relative. They're lovely people, they're so warm and engaging, they love their mother or father or whoever, and then just often they don't come. And I'm sure procrastination plays a part too. Yes, I will, but they don't. So that's why you need a determined effort that you're going to commit to supporting and taking an interest in that, putting in a little bit of creativity, like with the scones and the baking. Or think about, look, what is it that Jim likes reading? If he's maybe been friends with your husband and used to borrow the National Geographics, bring those in. And when you're having your afternoon tea, flick through the magazines with Jim and make comment on all those marvellous animals in Africa, which we don't have here. Glorious giraffes and gorillas and whatever, it's all, because if you've got a topic of, if you've got an interest within the visit, if you bring something that can be a focal interest like a National Geographic, it's much easier to facilitate the conversation, because people with dementia, as we know, speak a lot more slowly, generally think more slowly, and so it's hard for them to get the words out. It's hard for them to converse. Whereas if you have a topic that you can work with, like a National Geographic, or if you bring a jigsaw puzzle in of the map of the world, and you can do that together, putting in all the jigsaw pieces of all the countries of the world is a fabulous activity. Then you can talk about, oh, Jim, remember have you been to London? Well, yes, I have. When did you go? Well, when we got married, we went to London. How was it? Oh, you're very good. Tower of London. You can talk things through, and it's an interesting conversation, both for you and everyone there. And often other relatives will come and join in as well, by the way, and sit down and make themselves at home. So hopefully you don't mind that, and sharing a bit of scone and cream with them as well. That's actually what makes up the community. That's what makes the community. When there's just that, positive, friendly, natural interaction. As with any community, that's what makes a community. The dementia community is no different to any community. The main difference being, or the only difference really, being that they have a lack of memory and all the things, and direction orientation. But other than that, often they're very healthy elderly people. So they just needed to be treated as such. So be a good friend to your friend, support your friend. She will just be so grateful, because she's probably upset that some of her family and probably a lot of her friends have abandoned her. So she will be so grateful that you've supported her. And it's meaningful. Helping people with dementia, it's a social service, and it's meaningful, and it's enjoyable once you start becoming involved and interested and engaged and learning about this condition. It is interesting, and so that way we can help all these people in our world with dementia and the communities, and in our own way do what we can. So that's the end of the session today. I've mentioned in other videos that these videos are going out to quite a number of platforms. Facebook Business have all the videos now, newly uploaded yesterday. Instagram, I put this onto Instagram, and Zoom, because of the young people who are looking after, valiantly, courageously looking after their mothers and grandparents in America and elsewhere. They really need the support of this. So it's on Zoom, and I just hope that if you know of someone whose family member has dementia, anyone with dementia who needs support and help, either converse with them, learn. The best thing really is to learn up about it yourself, so that you have the information and arsenal and tools and knowledge, and over a nice cup of tea, talk to your friend about the ways that you can help with the whole process that they're having to go through of their loved one going into a dementia unit. Thank you.